All right, so let's talk about reversing by the curb. This is a maneuver, low speed maneuver that the examiner has you do on the class 7 road test. Of course, things might change later. They might have it, they might do it in other classes of licenses as well. But if you hear pull over to the side of the road, first thing you should be thinking, okay, examiner just asked me to do this, so let me put my examiner hat on. They're trying to see if I'll do this safely. So I should signal to the right, check my rear view mirror, check my side mirror, shoulder check to the right before I let the car drift over to the right. Okay, so again, now that I know for sure no one's coming up beside me, like a cyclist or whatever, like a e-bike, someone on a mobility scooter, someone on a skateboard, whatever the case may be, someone that's riding your blind spot. If they're not there, then and only then do we angle the car to the right as we slow down to pull over to the side of the road. We want to pull over to the side of the road and be parallel with the curb once we're done parking. Okay, and then at this point the examiner might say, okay, let's back up for about 6 meters. So you should be thinking, okay, they're trying to see if I'm going to communicate with other drivers and if I'm going to do this maneuver safely. So what does that entail? I need to indicate to the right to let other cars that are passing by here beside me know that I'm not pulling back onto the road. And to do it safely, I'm going to put the car into reverse first, and I need to do a 360 check. So that means I need to do a left shoulder check followed by a right shoulder check. That literally means you got to turn your head around and look into the leftmost corner of your car and turn around and look over to the rightmost corner of your car, which then nicely sets you up to be looking out the back window. Now, you also need to grab the steering wheel with the left hand at the 12 o'clock position and put your right hand behind the passenger seat to be able to turn around and look directly out the back window. Why do we put that right hand behind the passenger seat? Is so that we can push off the back of that seat and we can leave the left hand that's holding onto the steering wheel relaxed so you can hold the car exactly at 12. In theory, if you've pulled over nicely to the side of the road and you're parallel with the curb and you hold the steering wheel straight, then you should be able to go back in a straight line. Now, as you're looking out the back window, you also need to do frequent glances to the right side mirrors. Now, this next thing is really important. You need to make sure you're walking the car back slowly. I can't emphasize this enough. Slow, like granny walking speed, right? This is a low speed maneuver. Very often when I tell students slow, they start running the car back, and I'm like, you need to be walking the car back like really slow. And the reason is, as you look into this side mirror here, if you notice your car is drifting towards the right, towards that curb, you need to give yourself a chance to steer slightly away from the curb to get you back in line. And if you notice the back of your car is starting to drift out into the road, you need to have enough time to be slowly steering over to the right. Notice my hand movement, right? I said slowly to the right or slowly to the left. So we don't need huge adjustments just because we're starting to drift slowly away from the curb or towards the curb. So minor adjustments when you have slow speed. If you're running the car back quick, then you're going to have to be forced to react quickly, and oftentimes it just gets you into this wild motion back and forth, and the examiner's going, whoa, 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 what's going on here? Clearly this person doesn't know what they're doing behind the wheel. Okay, so they're not looking for speed here, they're looking for accuracy and safety. Okay, so safety first and then accuracy. They know that once you've done this in maneuver a few times, you'll be able to do it maybe a little bit quicker, but that examiner primarily is looking to see, are you gonna drift away and possibly go back onto the road in harm's way? Or are you gonna drift towards the curb and bump the curb or possibly go on the curb where there's someone on the sidewalk? All right, so that's what the purpose of this maneuver is.